Really, the key takeaway of this video is that you gain invaluable experience in a fraction of the time without going through any of the challenges that some of our peers have done already in the industry. Learn from them. Hey, my name is Zach Barber. Welcome to The Lawn Barber. Today we're going to talk about volunteering. And I'm not just talking about any old volunteering, but rather volunteering with a purpose. And the purpose of your volunteering in this scenario is to, one, set you up for success in your future endeavors, and two, ensure that what you're trying to get into is actually what you want to do. So let's get started. Right off the rip, I can think of 5 different benefits for volunteering intentionally. One is you get hands-on experience, and it's not just cognitive, reading it somewhere or watching a video. 2, you get personal satisfaction. You're able to actually feel good and possibly make a difference within your community for giving your time up. 3, networking. The people that you meet in these industries are the people that you're probably going to work for or work with when you actually venture out into that realm. 4, it's a focused learning environment. So you're able to answer the questions that have been burning in your brain ever since you had this idea of entering that industry. And lastly, understanding the industry. You'll understand how things work, what types of equipment, people, or materials are being used, and things of that nature. The reason I started volunteering for the nursery and landscape supplier is because I wanted to know the ins and outs of the green industry. So I am in the Army, and my knowledge doesn't go much further than the basic homeowner. But to say that I'm an expert or I have a clue about the hundreds or thousands of plants is an understatement. Really, I don't know anything about that. And the volunteering that I've done has really showed me how much I really don't know. Initially, I went to a bunch of different places and they all kind of felt a little funny that I just wanted to volunteer my time without pay, without insurance, really just for industry knowledge. They thought that was weird. And the workers, even to this day, people that work at the shop, I honestly think I'm a little fucking insane for working for free. And the amount of knowledge that I'm able to get each and every time that I volunteer is insane. So what my day looks like is when I actually get there is I felt the need to ensure that the place that I'm volunteering at, that I actually, make it worth their while. So I walk the line as soon as I get in. I don't check in with anybody. I just kind of the schedule that we kind of made. It's not it's not rigid, but basically I walk the line, and what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out if any plants have fallen over from the night prior, and then pick those plants up. But why I'm picking those plants up, because it's such focused volunteering and I know what I'm trying to get and what my end result is, I'm looking at these plants that fell over. I'll pick them up, I'll read their label, and on the label it tells me their name, tells me how large they get, tell me if they're resistant to anything like seawater, deer, animals, what have you. It tells you if they like shade, if they like sunshine, tells you even the price. And though that little bit of information, by picking up these plants and intentionally looking at it and trying to understand what I'm looking at, gives me so much more knowledge than just trying to read a book. Now, after I'm done with that and I pick up whatever plants throughout the day or throughout that morning, it really only takes like 5-10 minutes. Then I pick a section of the nursery and I'll start trying to understand how these plants grow, when is foliage and when do they start to bud up, when they flower, And I typically do that for about half hour-ish. And then my last 15 minutes is for questions. And I go up to the nursery nursery manager, I think his official title is, and I will tell you that this man knows so much. It is insane how much somebody can have in their mind. He's like a walking freaking encyclopedia. I'll ask him, what is a barberry plant? What's the difference between a Loropetalum and a barberry? And how can I tell the difference? They look very similar, or something like that. Or how do I determine what plants go well with other plants, and when are the foliages, or when do these flowers bloom? So there's so much that this man could teach me, but sometimes it's not there. And guess what? Because I already know what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to learn plants the most, because I feel like that is a big piece of the pie for what I'm trying to do. But when he's not there, I talk to the accountant. I talk to the front office. I find out what people are buying this week. I find out how the counts are set up. Are they, net 14, net 7? When are payments due? How do I get an account? There's so many questions that I'm able to get answered just by volunteering at this place. And because it's intentional, like I said, there's so much more that I'm able to do than just reading a book or watching a video. And I do recommend that you do it if you have the opportunity, or if you even have the means to. The cool thing about working at a local nursery and material yard, like a mulch yard, is that you get to see behind the scenes what type of equipment people are running. Whether that's the vehicles, the trailers, the mowers, all of the above. You also get to tell what kind of material that they're buying, what color mulches, rocks, things like that. The various plants, like seasonality, like what is the most common and why. You also get to determine, are people, how their trucks look, how their setups look, how many are people more solo operators, or are they working in groups, and how big are these groups. During certain parts of the year, you can even tell how busy they are, or how dead they get. For example, like wintertime or the mid of summer, you can really just kind of figure out like the overall scheme of the green industry. And then the second part of that is that's only observation. You can talk to these people, and when you talk to them, you can ask them whatever questions that you may have. But I have 100% learned so many little nuggets just by doing that. For example, in my area, that most of the lawn mowers that people are buying are the 48-inch and the 52s, because they're the most common, because there's not a lot of gated backyards. So if I'm going to go buy a lawnmower, I'm probably going to do something similar, rather than just buying something too large or something too small for my local area. The moral of this story is that you are able to gain a significant amount of knowledge without going through any of the hardships. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Please consider subscribing, and if you volunteered, please comment below. Thanks.